United States, the federal government, and each state government have laws in place to protect investors in companies. The federal entity that is in charge of this type of protection is called the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Probably all heard of that. A lot of people are shocked to find out that, hey, my little small business, the SEC cares about what I do. It turns out it is the case. They very much care about what you do. And so the basics of the SEC laws and all of the other state laws around investment in companies, whether you're talking about a large institution or a private individual, it's really to protect those people. And so they're saying these people should have access to certain basic facts about an investment prior to making that investment. And again, that goes for major corporation all the way down to just, hey, I want to sell 20% of my LLC to a guy my neighbor introduced me to in exchange for $50,000. Doesn't matter. It's all that investment. The purchase of a security is really what it's called. There are certain laws that apply to them and you don't want to violate them. So how do you protect yourself against that? Believe it or not, sometimes people invest money in companies and then they regret it. My hunch is that doesn't come as a surprise to anyone in the industry. It actually is fairly typical because who knows the rate of success for new ventures? Like, what percentage of new companies succeed?
Less than 20.
Yeah, Steven said less than 20. So that's a good way to put it because I've heard anywhere from 10 to 20 actually make it. So if investors are investing in that 80 to 90%, a lot of people are losing their money, right? And so typically when an investor puts money into a company, the investor is doing it so that they can make money, not lose money. And so when they put the money in, they have a certain set of preconceptions and beliefs and understandings about what's likely to happen with their money, with this venture. And 6 months later, 12 months later, 2 years later, who knows what, when they're not getting any return on their investment, and they're starting to question the decisions that the leaders of the company are making with their money, sometimes they get to the point where they get cold feet. And they say, is there any way we can get our money back? Well, it turns out, if your company took money from an investor in exchange for a percentage of your company, and you didn't adequately give them a written description of the risks involved in investing in your company, they may be legally entitled to take their money back from you. So what kinds of disclosures should you make when you're out there talking to potential investors? You want to describe your business operations, your financial condition, your projections. You want to include your financial statements. You want to include a biography of your management team. It's just you. Tell them everything about you. You got partners or other people that are going to help you in the management of the company, tell them that. But the big one, and it's in all caps for a reason, is the risk factors associated with your business. We usually prepare a document for clients that are in this phase called a private placement memorandum that discloses things like, this is the industry that we're in, and here's a bunch of risks relative to this industry. And here's our unique business model, and here's a bunch of risks associated with that. And, we couch it in legal language, but we try to be as clear as we can. But really, if we're being honest, private placement memorandum should usually say, hey, you're probably going to lose all your money. Do you still want to invest? I mean, that's really what it is. And, a lot of times clients don't understand, well, why are you putting all this negative stuff in here, But this is why. So that you can avoid the possibility that an investor will ever come back to you and say, you didn't adequately disclose it. You told me this was going to be successful. You love to have this private placement memorandum or its equivalent. A lot of times we'll use something called a subscription agreement. We'll get the investor to sign it, acknowledging that they're aware of the risks. Having that, I have seen this personally. I'm thinking of a situation right now where this saved a client of mine recently $500,000. because they had the investor sign this acknowledgement that they were aware of the risk of investing in their company. So, you don't want to stop your business and give a bunch of money that you probably don't have back to your investor. You want to make these disclosures and make sure that there are risks.